because we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of Hamilton. Now it's the 10th year since we started, and
2015.
2015.
Wow.
We started right after the Tonys in 2015, so we had that whole year cycle.
Okay.
Before that, we were eligible for the Tonys.
Right.
The specificity by which that show was written, to the very specific skill sets of each member of the company. We have an Oscar winner in the ensemble of the original company.
Wow.
Like Ari DeBose is an Oscar-winning actress.
Yeah.
Leslie has been nominated for Oscar. Renee has won an Emmy. Jasmine has won an Emmy. This was an ensemble.
What company? Wow.
Man, you understand what I'm saying? Like it.
Wow.
It is such a unique. It was such a unique moment.
Yeah.
As it pertains to me, I've been doing this 31 years. Washington was the first role that I felt like I could actually use all of the things artistically that were in my bucket.
Copy that.
It was the first time in 30-something years
Yeah.
that I actually got to use all of the things that you learn in school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You talk about research and critical examination, because there's meat on the bone, right? Like
Absolutely.
there was actually, like I honestly felt like I have enough life experience and I'm at a place where I can take these ideas that are, and most of Washington's stuff was not on the page. It was what I was able to construct with a lot of help from our director, Tommy Kail, and with Ron Chernow and with other historians that I got to talk to, and the 20 or so books that I read.
Right.
Like there was so much information at my disposal that throughout that whole year, almost 2-year process, every single day I was building into what I was doing on stage 8 times a week. And that's unique.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of life experience, with Simba, in The Lion King.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some psychological, emotional stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm 22 years old. Like, it's a different thing. So it was a culmination of a lifetime of figuring out how to, all of these sort of trials. And some roles I would do that I was successful. I felt successful at it. And some I didn't.
Yeah. You had to grow into playing General Washington.
There were certain elements that I absolutely understood, but the intricacies, the active thought, the points of inspiration, like the determining that, Washington's life for the most part was a lot of miscues and a lot of loss.
Right.
Losing my father, 2 weeks into the Broadway run.
Right. Yeah.
Days after I had performed for the President of the United States on that same stage. Like, this was previews of that experience.
Yeah.
But because I had done the research, knowing that Washington lost his father very young and his older brother, and his best friend, like 3 really significant male figures left him in that moment. And
talk about timing.
I because I knew what I knew, I drew a correlation. I was like, okay, well, this feels almost like as actors, you're kind of like, okay, you let your life inflect and affect your work, but be real careful about trying to use that particular thing. Yeah. But I was just that was just the moment that I was in.
Yeah.
And rather than shy away from it, I decided to go all the way with it. I left every night not knowing if I'd be able to do the show tomorrow because I was so empty. We were emptied. Yeah. Emptied out. It wasn't performing in that way.
Yeah, no, you cracked into the marrow of
exactly.
of that
and
thing.
I have been, ever since that moment, I have been looking for a role that could get me close to that place again.
Copy that. So, wow. I don't want to say good luck with that, but good luck with that.
Well, I mean, but this thing that we do, this pursuit is right. It's like you're never not looking for the truth in whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
So I try to find the things, and because roles are so tricky to find because you're dependent on relationships and who you've worked with and the business of it all.
Yeah.
When that doesn't exist, I gotta write it somehow. right?
There it is.
So you're not.
Yeah.
My point is, especially to any other artists that are that are listening to this conversation, is really about like when you look out in the world and you don't see what you're looking for. It is incumbent on you to try to write it.
That's right.
Or create it. It's
Absolutely.
incumbent upon you
Absolutely.
to find collaborative,
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
That you can create something that hopefully you can put out in the world because it's so helpful to yourself
Yeah.
as an artist and to other people.